done this for everything that's popular over here, including Drake. So that's going to be big and important. We'll see, though. So anyway, so the UMG, which includes Interscope Records, which is owned by UMG. Cool. So let's go through some factual background stuff. It says Respondent UMG is one of the handful of companies that dominate the multi-billion music industry. When it comes to the release of new music by the most prominent artists, UMG is meticulous in its planning and execution of the music it releases, promotes, and backs with considerable financial resources. That is not true just because of the amount of money on the line for UMG and its shareholders, but because UMG executives are eligible to receive incentive bonuses based on the revenue generated from the respective divisions. Now, what he's speaking to here is what I've also heard. And let me give another interesting take, right? And I'm sorry, I know y'all just read through this like a bot, but this is why you tune into me, I would hope. So, chat, I'm speaking to some people at Universal, and they're like, yo, we even read through some of the lawsuits. Some of the shit got some sense, but some of it's a lot of bullshit. Won't say who, but there's some people who feel like Drake's wilding. He's losing it. Like, damn, they're almost bordering on delusionality, according to them. But that's how they're framing it. And I said, how? Like, come on. No, I'm a little bit cynical, but it makes sense to me a bit. Yo, I'm negotiating for a deal that's really big, maybe $600 million. Like, y'all don't want to pay $600 million. Y'all want a discount. I'm not giving discounts. I just banged out I banged out the last deal that was $400. Fuck that. Let's get to give me the money. Show me the money. Now, the conversation that I had was like, hey, listen, if you think we would intentionally sabotage Drake to build another artist, number one, that's crazy. But let's say sabotage Drake for the purposes of not trying to give him whatever he wants. Let's explain how UMG works, okay? And his allegations of executives are going to receive incentive bonuses is true, which means if you have an artist that artist performs well that year, the executives are going to get bonuses. That's how their salaries work. So they tell me, they say, this actually disproves what Drake is trying to make as his point. Because here's the reality, and let's break down UMG. Y'all ready? This way everybody get their pen out. And by the way, all the other YouTubers who basically have no idea how this thing works, just copy me or whatever. Y'all could get y'all pen out too. So UMG, let's go to Universal Music Group. Universal Music Group org chart. Let's look at the org chart. This is going to be can we find it? Okay. Well, it shows Lucian at the top, but we really want the labels. Okay. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. All right. So you see Big Sir Lucian at the top. Okay. So this is going to be the guy. Lucian Grange, he's at the top, right? So you see corporate management and then major business unit and territory leadership. Okay. You're going to see a bunch of other people who fall beneath Lucian here. And you're going to see the vice president, the controller, or, chairman and CEO of UMG Pub. So there's Universal Music Publishing Group, or UMPG, actually. You're going to see general counsel. So that's all their lawyers. So anytime you sue UMG, this is person they're an executive. They handle business affairs. They're to make sure that y'all don't get no money from this company, right? The vice president right here. Hold on, I gotta make sure you can see my mouse. Vice president right here is the chief people and inclusion officer, which I don't know, maybe that's some new shit, but okay. EVP. So this is the executive vice president of UMG. Okay, bet. We see a chairman, and we're gonna see a bunch of people. This is, whatever. Now, what is going to be very interesting as we go down this org chart, okay? We're gonna stick to, because on the left side, this is corporate management. They don't deal with artists. They deal with mostly, more mechanical things. Are you suing? Is it like, what about the contracts? What about, you're going to see chief digital officers. They're going to deal with the platforms they're working on. financial off. They're just dealing with money. They're not dealing with artists. So we're gonna move half the chart away. Okay. Now, the other part of the chart we're going to care about is this other part we just read, which is the major business unit and territory leadership, right? This is where they, underneath all this, you're going to see all the labels, right? So let's go to it. We read the first line, nothing too crazy that we need to see there, but let's keep going, right? Market development, all right, whatever. Now we're starting to see some interesting people.
Your parents have given you some amazing gifts. Celebrate the ones you inherited with Ancestry DNA. Explore the detailed family roots, cultures, and traits that shaped who you are today for only $39.
John Japnik. Okay. I want everybody, again, these are people you'll never hear their names unless you're watching my stream. Okay. But we're going to get on to this shit. John Janik is the CEO and the chairman of Interscope Geffen. Geffen and Interscope combined at a time. Geffen used to be a separate label, but they all combined. And Interscope used to be ran by Jimmy Iovine, who left for Apple with Dr. Dre when they did the Beats thing. They run Interscope. Now, Kendrick Lamar is actually off of Interscope. He's being distributed through Interscope. The whole TDE is through Interscope. Let me explain to you what UMG is, right? And this is where I might have to get out my handy dandy notepad. Let's get to I like breaking the shit down in a way that, actually, I'm opening Microsoft Paint. Because this should be seeming very hard to explain, but it's really not. So I'm gonna just explain it. Let me see. Here we go. Cool. Sorry, what the fuck? Man. All right, here we go. Bet. Cool. All right. So, and this was kind of explained to me. All right. So we have UMG. UMG. Let me get my thingy right. Let's go 20 font. Yeah. Okay. We got UMG. All right. I'll erase. Fuck. All right. Here we go. We got UMG. Right. Now, UMG is a big label. As I said, there's so many parts, there's so many people, but we're going to only think about music. Beneath UMG, when it comes to music that we care for, right? We're not talking about country. We're talking about hip hop mostly. And sometimes I go into pop. The two big labels that are really serving and doing everything are going to be, and from what this is the best explanation. I'm trying to give you layman's terms. It's broken down East and West Coast, people, right? So we got on the East Coast, when it comes to rap and more cultural music, some pop stuff, you're going to get a label called, let's start with West Coast. West Coast, you're going to get two labels, Interscope Geffen, right? And also Capital, okay? So give me a second. So Interscope, Geffen, Capital. They're the big dogs, okay? On the East Coast, so that's West Coast. West Coast, Interscope, Geffen. Remember, think about West Coast, Aftermath. Think about Kendrick. Think about everything that is, they get a lot of the West Coast stuff, right? They're more headquartered and based in LA, West Coast. Capital, same thing too, right? On the East Coast, or it's not coast really, it's just, let's just say East and West. You're going to get Republic. Who's there? Drakey from Canada, but still East. You're going to get the Post Malones. Where the fuck is Post Malone? I don't even know. Post Malones, The Weeknd, like everything's going to fall there. So really, these are the big two, or the big labels that are bringing in a lot for UMG, right? Now, this is the explanation I got to say what Drake is a legend don't make sense. So I'm trying to explain it to y'all. So if UMG, they're getting their big labels are Interscope and Geffen and Capital for the West and Republic for the East. Let's get back to this. And I know I feel like I'm a teacher right now. So when we get back to this org chart, you're going to see John Janik. He's a CEO for Interscope and Geffen. Okay. You see some other people here. By the way, you see Michelle, and by the way, she replaced what's my man? Oh my God, my guy who was leading. He was leading for years. Capital. So you see CEO of Geffen, right? CEO of Geffen. Nobody cares about the UK. CEO of Geffen, CEO of Capital. Just like I said, those are the West, right? This is just marketing right here. You know, salute to all my marketing people. Shout out to my boy, man. I love marketing. Okay. Then let's keep going down another line. The other line is gonna have it's right here. So then we get that's Latin America. We'll put that to the side. Then we get Republic Records. Avery Lippman and Monty Lippman. Okay? They're the founder and CEO of Republic Records, right? Remember, Republic Records artists. This is what they got. They got all these people. Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, Weeknd, Post Malone, Drake, Ariana Grande, Liam Payne. Okay? Now, let me tell you why this org chart is very important. Let me make it a little bit smaller, right? Make it a little bit smaller for y'all to understand. You see this top guy right here, Lucian Grange? Big boss. Everybody's below him. Let's do another Google. How old is Lucian Grange? Lucian Grange is 64 years old. Now, he does have a son that's in his 20s. I think about 30 now. But he went over to Warner, and he's running Atlantic, and he's trying to do all that right now. But eventually, he is going to step down. And who will take his place? Well, let me tell you who's up to take his place. Monty Lippman, the guy who runs the most lit label in the East, Republic, with Drake and them. Or John Janik, who runs Interscope Geffen, that got all the other lit. And by the way, Interscope, you know, I know you might know that for Kendrick and stuff, but let me show you some people who Interscope got, like Interscope Geffen artists. There's a lot of pop shit that comes through there too. Oh, all these fall underneath it, right? So this is all Interscope Geffen. Aftermath, Darkroom, Dreamville, LVRN. So this is Summer Walker and all them, you know. Shady Records. Let's see if we can just find the artists. We just want to see the artists. Come on, show the artists. Okay, so these are like the sub-labels type. Let me just look at Interscope artists. Interscope artists. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be current, because I thought they had like obviously Kendrick, but I just want to show you, like I think is like who's what? I'm tripping. No, she's off Island. Yeah, she's off Island. My bad. Yo, I can't easily find like a whole list of what Interscope and Geffen has, but they got a bunch of people. Okay, and it also extends beyond, you know, obviously. So if we're looking Aftermath, some of these are antiquated, but like Eminem, Kendrick, 50 came through there. I'm trying to look for current ones. Of course, Cole, Summer Walker, but I wanted to bring up some pop artists as well, because Republic has a lot of pop artists. You get what I'm saying? Like Ariana Grande and shit like that. Anyway, here's the point I'm trying to make to y'all. And this is how it was explained to me.
It wasn't easy finding a car that was so me. What was easy? Choosing NJM for us.
They said this guy's job, who's 64, if his son don't somehow knock it out the park in Atlantic, which is Elliot Grange, the guy who signed 6ix9ine and Trippy. If you don't knock that out of the park with Atlantic, or this new Atlantic, which they fired everybody, they're clearing house, they're making a whole new regime over there. If he doesn't knock that out of the park, that eventually he could succeed his dad, and even then they might not want to do that, because it's a whole thing. it's like I'm trying to catch y'all up to like just music businesses behind the scenes stuff. Even then, there's conversation that Lucian Grange might not succeed, might not do some, LeBron, Bronny James shit by having his son, by only quitting when his son is ready to rule, because his son is about to start a campaign over at Warner. I remember UMG and Warner, they're on the same level. And apparently, it's more incentivized that maybe they move company. That's a whole different discussion. Here's the point. John Janik and Monty Littman, they are competitors of who is bringing in the most revenue for Universal. Monty's constantly saying, well, we got Taylor Swift weekend dropping this year. We're bringing the most money. And then John Janik is saying, well, we got this person, this person, this person. What was explained to me is that if these two people right here, John Janik and Monty Littman, are in competition for this job, Monty Littman is the person that Drake's music falls underneath. Why would he sabotage his artist to allow John Janik's artist, Kendrick, to look good and gain even way more revenue? But why would he why would he get less revenue for his label to allow his competitor, John Janik? I know they're within the same system, but they're competing for this job. Why would he sabotage Drake, or agree to sabotage Drake? If we're saying this is on a universal level, why would he agree to sabotage Drake that they could big up another artist of the person he's competing with for this job? That means he just looks bad. Yo, nigga, you're trash. You're letting Drake, you've sacrificed one of your artists to make your competitor look better for the eventual job of this. That's what I'm told by the people that work in the label structure. Okay. And they're saying that doesn't make no sense. Monty Littman would never agree to that. He would never, he's a fierce competitor. He's not going to. And again, I know we have
Watch more live sports.
We have some type of relationship with Drake in terms of we love his music. But they're looking at these people as commodities, right? Like, why the fuck would they be like, oh, let's sacrifice one of our biggest commodities to help you get one of your commodities lit, that you could get that job of what I want. So that's what's being explained to me. That's like house of cards for labels, in how everything is going there. We'll see, because again, this guy is competing with this guy for this guy's job, but then this guy's son basically is like Cain and Abel, or whatever one that left the village, went over to the ops, or not ops, but corporate ops, Warner, to run their shit. So he might come back to take his dad's job, or they might just realize that Warner's the new wave where the Grange brand goes along with, and they might get some type of more perceived power. Because here's the thing, Lucian Grange, like, you ever heard about his salary? Look at this. Lucian Grange's salary for 2023, $128 million. It took Drake bragging about all that shit. It took Drake 3 years to complete his deal, and it's still not done. And Drake said he got $400 million. Look what this guy's getting by never talking to us. You get what I'm saying? So, like, and even then, here's the point. They're saying that him and his family might, they're going to see how the Warner shit works, because this $128 million might be nothing compared to, he's only CEO of Universal. Lucian doesn't own Universal. Warner is owned by the I'm saying this wrong. Who owns Warner Music Group? It's Russian or something like that. I can't even say it. It's I can't even say it. Oh my god. Oh, Len Blavatnik. I couldn't even say it. Len Blavatnik. Yeah, Blavatnik. Yeah. Okay. And what happens is I'm giving y'all like mad like extra music insider shit that you should probably not know just as a fan. So the billionaire, this guy, so Universal is owned by a bunch of conglomerates. One of them includes Tencent, which is a Chinese company. Who owns UMG? If you never knew this, I'll tell you. Here are their big shareholders, right? You're going to see the Chinese company Tencent. Tencent. Tencent acquired 10%, hilarious, of Universal Music Group for $3 billion. So really, that Universal Music Group is actually valued at 30 billion. If they acquired 10% for 3 billion, actually 3 billion euros or pounds, I guess. And this is a Chinese company, Tencent, right? So it's owned by a bunch of whatever people. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of companies. Let me see if we could find how it's allocated. Yeah, I know. For some people who are, these are for the thinkers right here. And I know people who watch my stream might be like, yo, you're confusing us. Watch my stream if you want to think, okay? And by the way, they got another 10% too. So Tencent actually owns 20% now. So the shareholders for UMG are the big shareholders. Tencent owns 20%. This other company, we could look into them, owns 28%. That's 48. And then Parisian Holding Squares who holds 10%. So that's 58% is owned by these companies, and then the rest are like shareholders. You get what I'm saying? So really, what I'm trying to say with the Lucian thing is that Universal is very different than Warner Music Group shareholders. What you'll realize, here we go. Okay. Warner Music Group. Okay. So it's sold to Access industry is controlled by land, blah blah blah. I'm trying to figure out who owns what percentage of it. Who owns it today? Here we go. Okay. So here we go, chat. And this is gonna make sense. I'm gonna trust me. I know there's a lot of. I'm gonna make it make sense for y'all. Okay, here we go, chat. So Warner Music Group. This is anything that's under Atlantic, right? Everything under Atlantic. By the way, you're gonna see this name, Len Blavatnik. This is his, I believe, brother, and then he has a son, which is Val. Val's name is gonna come up pretty soon by me. So Len personally owns 73%, right? So you have one billionaire, one guy who owns Warner, okay? Very different than UMG that's owned by a bunch of companies, okay? So this is why I think the Lucian move is happening, because you're getting paid $130 million a year, but you're only going to be the CEO, right? And you got to, you could kind of fix the rubric that your son or maybe your son brother or your son's son always rule, and you keep everybody out, but you don't own the company. Like Lucian doesn't own controlling stock of UMG. When it comes to Warner, which has Atlantic, Len has 73%. Okay, all right. Let me then bring that back down a little bit. Okay, so he owns 73% of that, and then what happens when it comes to this guy, Len, and you could Google these guys, by the way, right? Len is so rich, right? Len Blavatnik is so rich. Warner Music ain't even his main thing. So you know what he does? And this is what every great billionaire does. He lets his son rock out with it. His son name is Val Blavatnik. I met with him before. So this kid right here, his father owns the entire Warner Music Group, right? His father got mad at other things. So this guy here gets to now do his thing, because everybody's trying to also, you're the father of a billionaire, but you're trying to make your own thing. You guys might not know him, but he used to be a manager. Val Blavatnik, he used to see obviously his dad allowed him to get elected to the Warner. He's on the board. Let's look at this. He used to manage people. Let me see. Val. He was managing, I think, Uzi at a point. Was it Uzi? Like, he's tapped in with the new people. Was it Uzi or who? I forgot what artist. He used to manage a few artists. Hold on. I forgot. He used to manage some of these artists that we cover. I don't know exactly what the name is. Which particular artist. What was explained to me is this, right? Half of the reason, while and you'll hear like Joe Budden and some other people like mention these people, like Julie Greenwald. She used to be an executive at Atlantic, right? She was running Atlantic. They let her go, right? They got rid of her. What's the guy named? Not Lear. Lear's at YouTube. Kevin Lyles. What's the other guy named? Joe always name dropped this nigga till I met that nigga at one time at a Drake concert. What's that nigga name? Kaiser. All these like executives, they fired all of them. Like, y'all niggas kick rocks. Number one, y'all old. Number one, respectfully. Number two, apparently that nigga never got along with none of these people. You know what I mean? Like, because apparently, and this is like super, like, this is like some House of Cards shit. I swear. This is what was told to me. They said Julie and Julia, I know you got mad power and mad millions. Don't hurt me. They said that she never respected the son of the nigga who owned her label, which is this young kid. And anytime he would suggest some shit, she would shit on it. Like, yo, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, your father owns the shit. So when basically the father allows the son to run the show, of course he gets rid of her. Get out of here. Like, it was my dad's company. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So that's part of like all of the shit that's happening over at like Warner, like in Atlantic. So he got rid of her. Right? He brings in like pretty much people that ain't, the industry rigmarole was usually you go from one job to one job. It's like musical chairs. But now you got the kid who is the billionaire's son, who the billionaire don't care to manage Warner, Len. So he's like, Val, you're my son. You're grown. You could do what you want. He's like, word, Dad? Say less. He's over here firing, doing whatever he wants. He brings in another young nigga, which is Lucian Grange's son, Elliot Grange. Yo, they're in shambles over there. He brings in him. He's like, yo, you're running this shit now, right? Because they're cool, right? All of the old people that used to rock at Atlantic and everything, all fired. They're all out of there. And yeah, and I don't even know why I went down this. Actually, I do know I went down this tangent for y'all to understand, like the musical chairs of decisions being made, because we're constantly talking about shit, and y'all are confused. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you, this is a story I heard. Right, one of the reasons why Shorty would like Shorty lost her job allegedly, or like it was kind of, I don't know if she lost her job, she was pressured to leave. Here's what I heard. They said this dude, remember his dad owns the whole label. His dad owns everything Warner. When he was trying to, he's trying to get into the music business, he starts managing people. He listens to SoundCloud rap. He's a young nigga. This is a young white billionaire dude. He listens to SoundCloud rappers. He listens to the Kodaks, the Uzis, the Cardis, okay? He starts managing these artists. But you got to remember, why would you just sign to some random white dude? So he's trying to flex his power a little bit. Apparently some of these, I forgot the name of the artist. I'm pretty sure if I go on his Instagram, I'll probably see him picture with them. I'll do it now. I'm pretty sure yeah. Is this his Instagram? Protege. Yep, that's him right there. That's that boy. All right, he's private. But he used to manage artists, okay? From what I heard. So he convinces a few artists to say, yo, my dad is this. Yo, listen, let me manage you. I'll get you to blah, 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 blah. Then he brings some of these artists and he's trying to get them signed to Atlantic, right? So when he brings them to Atlantic, remember, his dad owns the whole thing, but at that point, his dad ain't give him like that control that he would need. The executives over there, including including Julie, would like he basically was trying to sweeten the pot because he wanted these artists to fuck with him, right? Remember, like you don't want to be as a nepo baby. You're like you want them to sign to you. It's like, yo, okay, now I'm gonna get you a good deal at Atlantic. So he's bringing these people that he's managing to get a good deal at the label that's owned by the label his father owns, and apparently there was shit on it. Like, yo, nah, we not doing them terms because he would come with favorable terms. Like, yo, I'm gonna just like fuck it. Nigga's a billionaire. He don't give a fuck about like maybe a couple extra 100,000 or a couple M's. He don't give a fuck. He just wants to. You got to be cool with these guys. Yo, yeah, give him a good deal. They will look at it, the executives at Atlantic, and shit on it. Like, what the fuck? Nigga, we ain't doing that. Fuck out of here, nigga. Yo, stay out of this music business shit. You're the son. That's all good until he gets power. Fired all them bitch ass niggas. Respectfully. All of y'all gotta go. My show now. This is like Empire chat. Got rid of all of them. They're all gone. Yo, Atlantic is being ran by the young niggas now, okay? Somebody said, how I know? Because I talk to people. That's how I fucking know. Everybody, what I'm saying, I've talked to the people that were with the people or who made the decisions, okay? That's how I motherfucking know. So got rid of all of them. And now that's why Atlantic, Warner, you know what I mean, is it's in a very interesting place. So this Blavoknik family, and if y'all want to know what's under Warner Music Group labels, the list of record labels that fall under them are gonna be okay, these. Oh yeah, so they got Asylum, Atlantic, they got 300. So Young Thug is under there now. Young Thug is under there. I actually forgot did QC go there? Did Quality Control go there? I don't know. They bought a bunch of shit though. They bought a bunch of shit. They bought 300 for 300 million. Right? Yeah, 300 and yeah, they own 300, Asylum, Elektra. Yeah. And basically this one kid who his father is just rolling in dough, but he's now getting to, exercise his rights a little bit. He's shaking shit up over there. Okay. So that's, and then this is where Elliot comes in with 10K projects, which I got to deal with. Yes, there's a shit ton of like, and by the way, if you go into like Warner Music Nashville, you're going to find a bunch of country artists. So there's a bunch of artists there. You know what I'm saying? The point what I'm trying to say is that there's like ultimate musical chairs happening, right? And that was my little industry spiel for anybody who cares about like this industry drama. Because trust me, I know y'all see I be in rappers business. I be in executive business too. I'm in everybody business. I love to be in everybody business, period. Okay. I'm in everybody business. So essentially, that's what's going on Warner. You got the billionaire son fucking, not fucking shit up, because I think he's going to do a great job. And my man Elliot, son of Lucian, is going to do a great job too. That's my guy. He could call me at any time for help. But on Universal side, they're fighting for this guy's job, Lucian. And it's going to come down to, unless his son comes and does some crazy shit, John versus Monty. Monty got Drake. John got the whole Interscope, catalog and everything, Eminem and all that shit, Aftermath and all that shit. They're competing. It's explained to me. It would make no goddamn sense. Monty Lippman would basically sabotage one of his artists to help out this nigga because he's going to make more revenue. He's going to get the bonuses and he's going to look better for whatever this job opens up. So that makes no sense. I hope that I give the longest, most in-depth breakdown ever. But I hope if you do watch me, that's why you watch me, because I'm going to snitch on everybody in the music industry. Okay. I come here to tell y'all their business. All right. I'm sorry to say. Feel me? You'll never hear this from nobody else. That in-depth shit I just told you. Okay. And by the way, nobody else would also refute it either. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the lawsuit. Drake. So yeah. So I had to give you that understanding because Drake knows this too. Right? Drake knows that the people who are executives are incentivized by bonuses, and his lawyer draws it out here, right? Cool. Earlier this year, one of the artists that UMG has on a contract presented UMG with a song called Not Like Us. Before it approved the release of the song, they knew that the song itself as well as the accompanying album art and music video, attacked the character of another UMG most prominent artist, Drake, by falsely accusing him of being a sex offender, engaging in pedophilic acts, harboring sex offenders, and committing other criminal sexual acts. Specifically, the song calls Drake a certified pedophile, a predator, and someone whose name should be registered and placed on the neighborhood watch. And I ain't gonna lie, that's funny. They just quoted the lyrics. It should be registered and placed on a neighborhood watch. Crazy. Okay. Pursuant to his rights under various contracts, UMG has exclusive control over the licensing of Not Like Us and could have refused to release or distribute the song or require the offended material to be edited and / or removed. But UMG chose to do the opposite. They designed, financed, and then executed a plan to turn Not Like Us into a viral mega hit with the intent of using the spectacle of harm to Drake and his businesses to drive consumer hysteria and, of course, massive revenues. The plan succeeded, likely beyond UMG's wildest expectations. UMG released the song Not Like Us on May 4th and the music video on July 4th. UMG relied on its exclusive licensing and in coordination with known and unknown third parties, utilized every tool in the arsenal to spread Not Like Us. UMG made Not Like Us available for radio play, including iHeartMedia, a mass media corporation headquartered in San Antonio, Texas. By the way, this was filed in Bexar County. As I said, what county is San Antonio, Texas in? Bexar County. So that's why this was really more aimed at it's aimed to be in the jurisdiction of the radio station more than it is in UMG, but UMG still connected, right? iHeartMedia boasts that it's the #1 audio media company in the U.S. based on consumer research. They claim that it reaches 9 out of 10 Americans monthly and has more reach than any other company in the U.S. iHeartMedia owns iHeartRadio, a freemium broadcast, podcast, and streaming company. Now, let me stop for a second real quick. This is why I'm also, again, I'm going to, for the people who said don't criticize Drake, I'm going to levy some more criticism at Drake. How is there not a PR directive with this? Drake, you're suing your label that you're accusing of controlling everything. Then you sue, or you're trying to depose, but promising a lawsuit or seeking discovery and promising a lawsuit for Spotify. They control the plays. Then you're seeking a deposition in promising that you will sue iHeartMedia. Let's break it down. Is anybody from Spotify supposed to playlist your music continually now or more? Or maybe just by the mere nature they work for these companies, they're going to do it less. You say iHeartMedia is the most powerful media entity in the world. How do you think their radio DJs and shock jocks and broadcasters are going to report this? iHeartMedia owns Power 105. How do you think they're going to report it? You think they're going to report it like you have a chance, or they're going to say you're salty? That's what I'm confused at, Drake. It's like saying you're suing TMZ, but you let TMZ make the narrative about what you're suing them for. Huh? That's confusing. All of this stuff is reported through UMG's conglomerates and iHeartMedia. Didn't I just show before where Boy Wonder said Complex is owned by UMG? Who owns Complex? You'll see.
What if YouTube had its own YouTube channel? Guess what? It does. It's a celebration of creators and
commerce media. You'll see it's something called Network, and Network is owned. So you'll see NTWRK. That's the parent company. In 2024, they acquired Complex from BuzzFeed for $108 million. Now, who owns NTWRK? You're gonna see that their main investors, no, not Complex. what you're gonna see is Universal Music Group somewhere. I forgot where it's at. Let me see. Look, Network buys Complex with UMG as an investor. If Complex has to report that Drake is suing UMG and Complex is owned by partly UMG, do you think they're going to say, Drake, you're actually making a good point here. You should sue our parent company. Or they're going to say, this salty motherfucker who lost the battle, who's a white boy and a bitch, is now suing the company that owns us. That's my point. Drake should have anticipated this media storm. And the mere fact that he's silent, I do think that's a big misstep on his point, on his behalf. Anyway, let's get back to it. So they're suing iHeartMedia, right? UMG and iHeartMedia have a long-standing symbiotic business relationship where iHeartMedia pays UMG to license and collect royalties for UMG artists' songs over the radio, airplay, and streaming services, demonstrated by the bankruptcy filings in 2018. The amount of money exchanged between them is substantial. In the last quarter of 2023, through its recorded music and music publishing division, they had an ownership interest of more than 60% of 100 songs listed on the Billboard Hot 100 radio charts. Without its business deals, with UMG, iHeart would lose access to the majority of its top radio hits. On the first week of Not Like Us, ranked first on the Billboard, it had 5 million radio airplays impressions, and that's how they kind of quantify radio impact, right? In the first week of Not Like Us, it was played in the week that Not Like Us music video was released. Not Like Us then got 40 million times, 40 million, an additional 40 million times that, right? Or not times that, but impressions, I guess. 4 months later, iHeart Leaderboard reported that Not Like Us was among the top 2 songs with the most plays on iHeart station. Okay. So in a roundabout way, what they're saying is that iHeart as a company, media company, needs Universal. Universal took a particular interest to the song based on what they got going on with Drake. And not only did they incentivize Spotify in the first lawsuit, they incentivized the radio in the second lawsuit. Thank you. So, radio was only one of the mediums in which UMG relied to spread Not Like Us. Within a week of its initial release, it broke the record for the most streamed song, and blah, blah, blah. Cool. The record-shattering spread of Not Like Us on streaming, sales, and radio play was deliberate. It appears to have relied upon irregular and inappropriate business practices. According to one source known to the petitioner, UMG made covert payments to a number of platforms, including radio stations. Now, that's illegal. Now, pay for play, that's illegal. To play and promote Not Like Us, that's actually a crime. Payola, that would be a crime. Without disclosing these payments to listeners. This practice, known as payola, is prohibited by the Communications Act of 1934 and has been a subject of regulatory scrutiny. In 2006, they agreed to pay $12 million in a settlement with the New York Attorney General following an investigation involving an accusation that UMG executives have used a broad array of pay-for-play tactics to secure radio airplay for music. Separately, in 2005, UMG was sued by 2 radio promotion companies alleging fraudulent pay-for-play practices. Petitioner has learned of at least one UMG employee making payments to an independent radio promoter who had agreed to transfer those payments to a certain radio station or radio station employees. These radio stations subsequently played Not Like Us, and to petitioner's knowledge, did so without disclosing to their listeners that they've been paid to do so. Petitioner has been unable to confirm whether any iHeart stations were among the stations paid a part of the UMG pay-to-play scheme, or whether they were direct payments from UMG to promote it or not. Given the status as the number 1 audio company in the country, they believe that they engage in similar tactics to drive radio play to Not Like Us. Okay, so what Drake is doing here, and this is going to be a little bit controversial, he's kind of being a whistleblower to payola. Now, the reason why it's going to be controversial is because I think some people are going to make the argument to say, bro, okay, let's say we believe you and that payola existed, and in particular to this Not Like Us song. Are we supposed to believe that no payola ever existed in regards to Hotline Bling going that viral or that public?
Want to charge doubly fast? Banker Mago. Want to charge mess free?
This is a very holistic approach that Drake is taking. If we all cheating on a test, but then I call you out for cheating, I better not be cheating, right? This is, I have to imagine that Drake's team directly, or to Drake's knowledge, his team is never engaged in payola or bots. That's what this is telling me. Or else, if I'm these companies, I just expose Drake. Okay, all right, cool. Even though I don't think they would want to go that, because exposing yourself to expose Drake is going to look bad for both of y'all. And, you have a bigger business than what Drake has going on. But this is interesting. Drake filed these lawsuits is kind of hanging his hat on, I've never done this. That's what Drake is saying. Now, granted, let me make the distinction, because some of y'all going to be like, man, that's cap. Man, Drake must have had bots at some point. No, hell no. Drake is saying his team directly ain't never bought nothing, ain't never pay no radio promoters. Now, I will also be fair, and this is not Dick Rodner standing. I know a lot of people within digital marketing. I know a lot of people within radio promotion. I know a lot of people within Drake. Again, maybe he's been paid for at a higher level, but Drake's music has never been the thing that people have said, yo, we collected $500,000 for Drake's campaign off of Drake's team. What I mean by his team, his media team, his manager, the person, which I don't know if he has PR, but his PR guy. Like, yeah. And by the way, you know who came out recently to just co-sign us a bit? Funk Flex. Look at this, chat. Funk Flex said, yo, and by the way, I don't know why Flex would do this. Flex says, yo, DJs are supposed to play a song because it's hot. The music industry will blackball me for this, but that's okay. It needs to be said. Saying about Kendrick, he has an amazing song, but pay for play got to stop. Now, here's the interesting part about it. And I'm kind of like torn on this because, okay, cool. I've always, I've acknowledged that there's bots in music, but I've never said one artist does it. I used to say it to Nicki Minaj when Nicki Minaj was accusing Cardi B of payola, or that they were paying blogs, whatever. That's not payola, actually. I guess influencer marketing. I used to say, well, here's a reality. Every label does it. So here's my only thing with this. When anyone tries to call out a system, that the system is pervasive in working for everybody. The major label infrastructure is paying for promotion, is paying for radio play, is paying for playlist play, or for playlist spots. That's how this works. It might be done through intermediaries. By the way, if a label wants to get airplay for their songs, you know what they do? They don't pay the radio station to say, play my song. There's two ways to do it. One way, hey, we have a concert coming up, or he has a tour coming up. We'll pay you to promote the tour. Wink, wink. Play the song, nigga. We're going to give you these ads that you got to run. Hey, coming to Milwaukee on November 17th, we're going to have Lil Ray Ray. He's performing at this arena. Buy your tickets now. He's the hottest thing in town. He just dropped this album, blah, blah, blah. We paid you $500,000 for that. Play our song at least once every 3 hours. Wink, wink. Okay, I'll play it. When they sue, yeah, they never paid us to play music. We just played it voluntarily. You get what I'm saying? That's one finesse. So the second finesse is this. Yo, fuck that. We want to hold these guys accountable because we're going heavy on a campaign, right? Because when you do I'm just paying for promotion of a concert, and I hope you play the music because of that, that's up to their discretion. I mean, at that point, you can't have a contract that verbally says, play my song twice an hour. Every hour between these days and these days. So how do you get to that? Well, you do it through a radio promoter. You get a radio promoter, you give them the money. They know what you want. They're the third party, and the radio promoter goes to the radio and says, hey, check this out. We're gonna do the deal with you, but we're gonna need these. You're gonna have to guarantee us this. And because it's not done directly with the label, you have now evaded the law. Because the law only really monitors the radio. So payola has never went away. It's just gone to radio promotion companies, or labels have had to just say it a little bit different. Oh, we're paying for y'all to promote a pop-up shop. No, we're paying you to play the record, nigga. We ain't pay you $200,000 to promote a fucking concert. The fuck? The nigga not even getting $200,000 for the concert. We paid you $200,000 to spin that record like it's going out of style. Anyway, Funk Flex, I don't know why he's doing this, because he works on radio still. He's admitted it. Yo, Drake is 100% right. National play per song. Drake don't got to pay for play. For pop radio and CHR, what's that? Radio, $350,000 if you want your song played on these platforms. For urban radio, $200,000. Yeah, I've heard this number a lot. $250,000. Now, I don't know if this means on the hour, every hour. I don't know what the frequency is, but for a campaign, a radio promoter is going to take $250,000 to get your song played.
The average person sees around 10,000 online ads daily. Here's how a man's life would change if he...
through a huge region, right? Mix show, which means that the guys who, they're like, oh, shit, it's Memorial Weekend. We playing, what's the vibes? Yo, we gonna hit the Caribbean set, but we gonna throw in a couple of hip-hop joints. Well, if you want, when they throw in a couple of hip-hop joints, it's your joint. Yeah, these are DJs who are just mixing, right? The local DJ, the nigga who might be on the radio maybe once every 2 weeks, but he always in the club. Shit, he'll take, you got a new song? This is what young rappers do. So if you're a new rapper and you want, like, you know that one DJ that be on the radio, here, and by the way, let me tell you how this makes sense. If you're a local DJ that works at Hot 97 once a month, Hot 97 probably pays you $2,000. That's it. So you're on the radio for 4 hours, or say 3 hours, you get $2,000. $2,000. It's a lot of money. Still. So for 3 hours, $2,000, right? If you pay that radio DJ $3,000 as an artist, because they have an audience, which is the radio, you pay him $3,000. Remember that DJ has certain free reign to play what they want. Not everything, but certain things. Those few songs they could pick as their discretion, they're going to play your song. That's how they make their money. So they're getting paid $2,000 by the radio station. They charge like 3 or 4 artists $3,000 to $5,000. This is why you see them living pretty good. And by the way, I'm not, this game is great. I hope all these guys keep doing what they're doing. This is why if anything, this is why people won't get mad at Drake.
Let me know what y'all think. Y'all. Hit the likes, comments, subscribe, y'all. Like, comments, hit them comments up. Is he telling the truth? Akademiks know something? Let me know what's going on. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up. Send some comments in. Academics talking some shit. What y'all think? Put it in the comments, y'all. I'm looking. I'm watching. We got some people in here watching. Let me know what's going on, y'all.
Drake, you're fucking up the game. Fucking up the game. This is how some of these niggas feeding their families. Yeah, some of this shit legal, but hey, this is what it is. This is the finesse. The labels finesse, everybody else finesse. Labels finesse, the radio station nigga finesse. That's what happened, right? Cool. So it's 5 days a week. Yeah, most of those DJs wouldn't be on 5 days a week, or else like you get paid a different rate because they're gonna want you to play it 5 days a week. So that's why independent artists don't rise to the top. Yeah. Here's the thing for anybody who's independent. I ain't telling you how to go sell drugs, but if you want to pop off in this game, you got to have $100,000 to invest. Because here's the thing, nobody's gonna do shit for you for free. You want to get on the radio, it's money. There's nobody gonna be like it happens, but very rarely. People are like, oh my God, this shit sounds good. Like, let's fight for this person and get platformed at whatever.
If y'all fuck with Academics, let me know. Let me know. Put it in the comments. If y'all fuck with Academics, let me know. Put that joint right in the comments, y'all. I'm listening. I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? We watching this joint together. I got some people in here and all that. So let me know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Hit that like button.
No, it's going to be you using your money to pay a nigga who knows a nigga who has access to the other nigga that makes the list or does the DJ. That's how it goes. Right? Says, this is why independent artists don't rise to the top. All you artists know I ain't never take a dime from you. Your manager, your labels. The bomb has no price. Yeah, that's how it goes. It definitely do go like that. I'm surprised that he was just to say it though. Yo, Flex, you wildin', bro. Flex, you wildin', bro. All right, anyway. So cool. So UMG has directed its digital marketing team to use discretional funds provided or reimbursed by UMG to pay unknown third parties to share the Not Like Us songs in the days after they were released. Now, I do have a problem with this slightly. Just because I'm one of them people who I like, that's the industry that I play in. And granted, I will be very honest, Kendrick's team has never paid me a dime. And I've talked to because I work with the people. Like, I'm mad transparent. Like the niggas who's paid for this is why when y'all tell me, yo, accurate line about the niggas who work for Kendrick, I made millions with. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, they used to work for multiple labels. They only work for Kendrick now. And I would never name them because I fuck with them guys. Like, who cares if they're just on, bro, they're making their money. Let them do their thing. And by the way, you know what they told me? They said, listen, when Kendrick because Kendrick spent money. If you think Kendrick didn't spend money, you're a fucking idiot. There was a directive. They said when the Kendrick promo goes like this, when Act get on stream, if he ever has a weird facial expression to Drake's shit or criticizes Drake or says something that makes, this is during the battle, clip that and send it out to the blogs. You're spending up to $30,000-$40,000 for blogs to repost. So they're pretty much reposting me, except none of it goes to, and I guess they think I have a conglomerate, which I guess I do. Me and all like my chat nigga like associates. So anybody who likes Drake, who I fuck with, no money got spent with us, which is cool. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not mad. What the fuck? But it happens. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. I think there ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, to keep it real, I really think I'd be looking at Drake like, Drake, everybody spends money. You should spend money. I'm sorry. Like, this is what's going on. So Drake is trying to say, nah, the game ain't fair. And I'm like, bro, this game has been done everywhere. Every artist is doing it. Like, I get it. You were so hot for so long that you've never had to do it, but don't think it was only done to you. Every big song that's came out, there is hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars being spent all over the place. Nigga, I was in Atlantic when they told me, they said, yo, Act, we rather promote music. Like, I won't even tell you what artists, music like this. They said to buy a Time magazine cover is $500,000. And it doesn't do that much. Everything is a payment, brother. Like, I'm keeping it a bean with y'all. Y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all want to believe like these rappers are pure. This is the business. You think Kendrick is generating, he about to generate $50 to $100 million with Not Like Us. You think this is just because people like it? Of course people like it. And that's another thing I think Drake is, I don't know if his filings are his own opinion. People do like the song. But was money spent? Duh. Should have money, On every big song, money spent. Work, him and Rihanna, money was spent. Trust me, Rihanna's label ran it through the roof. Shout out to Rock Nation, nigga. It ran that shit through the roof. That's how it should go, though. It is what it is. Like, you know, so me, I kind of see a nuanced perspective where I'm like, yeah, the Kendrick bot? Of course. In my opinion, of course it was some botting. Is that the only reason the song's hot? Fuck no. People really like it. He did tap into culture. People like the shit. But I do look at Drake following this to say, yo, this is threatening to blow up what's going on in the industry. Except I'm looking at it to say, bro, maybe you've been hot for too long. You don't understand how everything moves in this situation, because every artist, and I don't want to name their names because I work with them directly. I work with all these guys' team. So, you know, part of this does come across like Drake is blowing the whistle. Like he's like it's a nigga who goes to the local basketball court. Yo, some nigga come through balling, use his own ball, shooting from half court, and be like, and he gets tight. He's like, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. Like, damn, what the fuck? Nigga, you were scoring with the same ball too. Yeah, a part of that comes across like that, right? Because everything to anybody in the industry, what Drake is a legend here, none of this is new. Oh, do I think, by the way, I don't think it's UMG. I think Kendrick's team directly paid a bunch of niggas. I know they paid a bunch of niggas.
Watch more live sports, all in one place.
Somebody said, how does this ultimately play out? Does Drake win money? I think no. I think no, because here's this. Before they pay Drake $1, it opens them up to so much of a bigger liability from everybody who could claim this. They have to put all their resources. UMG pays, and from just what I've been estimated, over $100 million in legal fees. They have lawyers on retainers, and they're paying $100 million a year. Is to make sure that if you were a rapper and you made them $50 million by rapping about killing your ops, and then because of one of your diss songs you get smoked, your family ain't gonna get no money from UMG saying, why'd you promote the song of my son dissing the ops? It's the one that made the ops come kill him. You're responsible for his death. No, we're not. They put a lot of money to make sure these frivolous lawsuits. Oh, your favorite drug addict rapper. Oh my God, I love taking 20 perks. I'm high off the codeine, the promethazine, the Xanny. The Xanny got me lit. Okay, that nigga dies 2 weeks later off an overdose. Their mom is like, oh my God, my son never used to take drugs. I'm suing the company. Why did y'all let my son drop a song about his Xanny, his Xanny addiction? Their lawyers squash all that. Universal's not paying no money to nobody, bro. So that's what I'm saying. If they have avoided lawsuits that could come from, you think FBG Duck Mama could go sue UMG and win? Dirk dropped a song and made millions, and UMG made millions called Shoulda Ducked. Vaughn dropped a song, took him to the O.
Yo, I'm about to get off stream, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the people that was watching me and all that. Y'all be safe. I will be streaming again tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow, and we will be discussing some more topics. I just wanted to watch Akademiks tonight and see what he was talking about this Kendrick and all that. So I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all be safe. Take it easy. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe, and all that good old stuff. This your boy G's. I'm up out of here. Y'all be safe.